They haven't decided what they are. They're still kid with powers, which makes them super. Whether they decide to use the power or not, this will benefit them. This will benefit them. But it's not. Well, it's not a good time to be away. It's not. It's not a good time to be away. Well, what? It's not a good time to do. It's not a good time to be away. It's not a good time to be away. 지금은 아이들과 떨어질 만한 때가 아니에요. What? It's not a good time to be away. Dashi is having trouble with homework. Ai is worried about her first date with that boy she liked, Tony. And Jack, what's wrong in him? Okay, nothing wrong with Jack. But even a normal baby needs a lot of attention. But even a normal baby needs a lot of attention. I'm just not sure I can leave. Of course you can leave. You got to, so that you can be supers again. So our kids can have that choice. So you can have that choice. Alright, yes. So I can have that choice. And I would do a great job. Regardless of whatever's pie chart say or whatever. But they want you. And we'll do it. You'll do great. And you'll do a great job too. Well, that was excruciating to watch. That was excruciating. That was excruciating to watch. That was excruciating to watch. I can't lie to you. It's nice to be wanted. It's nice to be wanted. Flattering, you know? Flattering, I can't lie to you. It's nice to be wanted. Flattering, 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 you know, but what's your choice? Want to do this, right? Get well paid, we are out of the motel, and think get a what's the choice? Want to do this, right? Get well paid, we are out of the motel, and things get better for Super, including our kid. Or 2, I find a job in 2 weeks or be homeless. You know, it's crazy, right? To help my family, I got to leave it. To fix the law, I got to break it. You'll be great. I know I will. But what about you? You have kids. I'll watch the kid, no problem. Easy, huh? You are adorable. You are adorable. You are adorable. Well, if there's a problem, I'll drop this thing and come right back. Right back. You won't read. You won't. You won't need. You won't. You won't. You won't need to. You won't need to. I got it. You go do this thing. You go do this thing. Do it so I can do it better. Over here. This is elastical. Elastical. This is elastical. This is elastical. Amen. It's never. It's wonderful, but it's too generous. Nonsense. That's the least we can do. That's the least we can do. We are partners now. Can wait. Can I have my parents? Can I have my partner? Can I have my Can I have my partner living in the motel? But whose house is the house? It's my house. I have several. I'm not using that one. I'm not using that one. I'm not using that one. Stay as long as you need. 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 You need as you need. Stay as long as you need. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. How about thanks? This is our new house. Okay, easy, tiger. Okay, easy, tiger. It's been long to us. It's been long to us. 우리에게 잠시 빌려주는 거야. It's been long to us. This is our new house. Okay, it's time. It's been long to us. It's been long. It's been long to us. This is homey. Look at this place. Deborah bought it from the eccentric billionaire. Deborah bought it from an eccentric billionaire who liked to come and go without being seen. So the house has multiple hidden exits. Good thing we won't stand out. Wouldn't want to attract any unnecessary attention. It's got a big yard. Isn't this a bit much? Isn't this a bit much? A bit. Much. A bit. Isn't this a bit much? Isn't it a bit much? 발음상. This is, isn't this, isn't it, isn't, isn't this, isn't, isn't this, isn't this a bit much? Isn't it, isn't this, isn't, 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 isn't this a bit much? 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 Therefore, would you let it be at the motel? Would you let it be at the motel? Would you let it be at the motel? Would you let it be? Would you let it be at the motel? Would you let it be at the motel? Would you let it be? Would you let it be? Would you let it be? Would you let it be at the motel? Would you let it be at the motel? Yeah. Would you let it be at the motel? Would you let it be at the motel? Would you let it be at the motel? And a poll. What exactly is mom's new job? What exactly is mom's new job? Yeah. Would you rather be at the motel? Would you rather be at the motel? What exactly is mom's new job? The important thing is we are out of the motel. I like mom's new job. Whoa. Well, check out the water pitcher. Check out the water pitcher. Well, check out the water pitcher. Wicked cool. What do you mean you don't know? A few hours ago, you were saying it was over, and being superior was fantasy. What do you mean you don't know? What do you mean you don't know? A few hours ago. What do you mean you don't know? What do you mean don't know? A few hours ago, you were saying it was Uber. What do you mean don't know? What do you mean don't know? A few hours ago, you were saying it was Uber. You were saying it was Uber, and being superior is fantasy. Being a superior was a fantasy. What do you mean you don't know? What do you mean you don't know? What do you mean you don't know? A few hours ago, you were saying you were saying it was Uber and being a superhero is a fantasy. Fantasy, 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 fantasy. What do you mean you don't know? A few hours ago, you were saying. A few hours ago, you were saying it was Uber and being a superhero is fantasy. What do you mean you don't know? What do you mean you don't know? A few hours ago, you were saying it was Uber and being a superhero is fantasy. Now you gotta. What do you mean you don't know? A few hours ago, you were saying it was Uber and being a superhero was fantasy. Now you got the Uber of a lifetime. Now you got the. Now you get the Uber. Now you get the offer. Now you get the offer. Now you get the Uber of. Now you get the Uber of a lifetime. Now you get the Uber of a life. Now you get the Uber of a lifetime. Now you get the Uber of a lifetime. And you don't know? It's not that simple, Bob. It's not that simple, Bob. I wanna protect our kids. So do I. From jail, Bob. And how do you do that? How do you do that? And how do you do that? How do you do that? And how do you do that? By turning down a chance to change the law? By turning down a chance to change by turning down a chance to change the law that forced them to hide what they are. By turning down a chance to change the law that by turning down a chance to change that law that hiding that forced them to hide what they are. Force them to hide what they are. By turning down a chance to change the by turning down a chance to change that law. By turning down a chance 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 to change that law. By turning down a chance to change the law. By turning down a chance to change the law. By turning down a chance to change that law. 왜 대시분? By turning down a chance to change the law. Law. By turning down a chance to change the law. By turning down a chance to change the law that force them to hide what they are. Force them to hide what they are. And how do you do that? How do you do that? By turning down a chance to change that law. By turning down. How do you do that? By turning down. How do you do that? By turning down a chance to change the law. 왜 이게 안 되지? By turning down by turning down, by turning down, by turning down, by turning down, by turning down a chance to, by turning down a chance to change the law to, by turning down to change, by turning down a chance to change the law that force them to hide what they are. And how we do that? By turning a chance to change the law that force them to hide what they are, force them to hide what they are. They haven't decided what they are. They haven't decided what they are. They are still kid with power, which makes them super. Whether they decide to use this power or not, whether they decide to, kid with powers, which makes them supers. Whether they decide to use those powers or not, whether they decide to use those powers or not, whether they decide to use, whether they decide to use those powers or not, whether they decide to use those powers or not, whether they decide to use those powers or not, whether they decide to use those powers or not, whether they decide to use those powers or not, this will benefit them. What is not good time to, what is not a good time to be away? What is not a good time? What is not a good time to be away? Dashi is having trouble with the homework. Dashi is having trouble with the homework. Bai's worry about her first date with the boy Tony. But it's not a good time to be away. It's not a good time to be away. Dashi is having trouble with the homework, and Bai is worried about this. Bai is worried about her first. Bai is worried about her first date. Bai is worried about her first date with that boy she liked, Tony. With a boy she liked, Tony. With that boy. Bai is worried about her first date with that boy she likes, Tony. And Jack, what's wrong with him? Okay, nothing wrong. Nothing's wrong with Jack. Okay, nothing's wrong. Okay, nothing's wrong with Jack. But even normal. But even a normal baby needs a lot of attention. But even a normal baby. 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 But even a normal baby needs a lot of attention. But even a normal baby needs. But even a normal baby needs a lot of attention. But even a normal baby needs a lot of attention. I'm just not sure. I can leave. Of course you can leave. You've got to, so that You've got to. You've got to. Yeah, got to. You've got to. You've got to. We can be supers again. Also, our kid can. So our kid can have the choice. So our kid can have the choice. So you can have that choice. So you can have that choice. All right. Yes. So I can have that choice. And I would do a great job. And I would do a great job. And I would do great job. Regardless of Deborah's pie chart, say whatever. Regardless of what Deborah's pie chart say or whatever. Whatever. And I would do great job. Regardless of what Deborah's pie chart say. Regardless of what Deborah's pie chart say. Regardless of what Deborah's pie chart say. Or whatever. But they want you. And you will do great job too. And you will do a great job too. You'll do a great job too. That was excruciating. That was excruciating to watch. That was excruciating to watch. That was excruciating to watch. 안쓰러워서 못 봐주겠네요. Well, that was excruciating to watch. Well, that was excruciating. That was excruciating to watch. That was excruciating to watch. That was excruciating. That was excruciating to watch. I can lie to you. I can lie to you. It's nice to be wanted. I can lie to you. It's nice to be wanted. Wanted. I can lie to you. 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 It was nice to be wanted. It's nice to be wanted. Wanted. It's nice to be wanted. I can lie to you. I can lie to you. It's nice to be wanted. It's nice to be. It's nice to be wanted. I can lie to you. It's nice to be wanted. Flattering, you know? Flattering, you know? Flattering, you know? But what's the choice? 1. Do this right. Well, get well paid. 1. Do this right. 1. Do this right. Get well paid. We are out of the motel, and things get better for supers, including our kid. What's the choice? 1. Do this right. 1. What's the choice? 1. Do this right and do this right. Get well paid. Do this right. Get well paid. What's the choice? What's the choice? What's the choice? 1. Do this right, get well paid, and we are out of the motel, and things get better for supers, including our kid. 2. I find a job in 2 weeks. I find a job in 2 weeks, or we are homeless. But what's the choice? But what's the choice? But what's the choice? 1. Do this right, get well paid. Get well paid. Get well paid. We are out of the motel. We are out of the motel. We are out of the motel, and things get better. Things get better, including our kid. Things get better for all super. Things get better for all super. All supers. But what's the choice? 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 1. Do this right. 1. Do this right. But what's the choice? 1. Do this right. What's the choice? 1. What's the choice? 1. Do this right. Get well paid. We are out of the motel, and things get better for all super. Things get better. Things get better. Things get better for all supers. Things get better for all. Things get better all supers. 2. I find a job in 2 weeks, or homeless. Get well, then we are out of hotel, and things get better for all supers, including our kid. Or 2. I find a job in 2 weeks, or homeless. You know it's tragic, right? To help my family, I have to leave. You know it's crazy, right? To help my family, I got to leave. You know it's crazy, right? To help my family, I gotta leave it. This